Okay, so this was not in the design. Who put this here? I want to know. Are you guys?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
I
bought
mean,
it.
do you really drink that much tequila
No.
to require a barrel in
No,
your yard?
but I am from San Francisco.
Okay. So I have some really smart clients here that said, I don't want to be on your YouTube video. And I'm like, okay, that's all right. You can remain anonymous. So I'm not going to show them. But here we are. It's a little garden that friends of mine in town, and I kind of helped them design some things here. And I've long forgotten about all the things they're telling me that I did. Apparently I got out personally and trimmed this orange tree. They're going to get rid of it. And now they're super stoked. So it's making good oranges?
It's great, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. We planted it on our son's first birthday, and you saved it for us.
Did I?
Yes.
That was the deal? How did that come about? I have no recollection.
You were at a party for our son's graduation
Here.
party from high school.
Oh,
Yes.
here.
Here.
Okay. And you just
were
gave me some.
You were sitting around eating tacos, looked at that and said, we were saying how bad that looked, and you said, give me a pair of pruning shears, and off you went, and you just trimmed out the dead wood in the middle, and a year later.
Huh. And the rest is history. So yeah, I can't remember exactly what was in this garden, but we built this really beautiful stone patio. Well, I didn't build it, but I designed it. It's one of the last designs I did. So I'm too busy running the nursery now. But look at the beautiful brickwork we designed. It's really cool. And they have a beautiful front yard. But the reason I'm here today, children, friends, folks, and family, is because they had someone come trim their palm tree. This is so sad. So I want to let everybody know this is definitely not the way to trim a palm tree. I'm going to insert a photo of what a finished canary palm should look like, okay? And it's definitely not like this. You don't just open a gap and be like, all right, you know, it's crowding the other tree, so I'm gonna open a gap so it can breathe. And then I'll leave the rest of the fronds on the bottom. That's not how you do it. The way you do it is you trim from the bottom up. You can leave the leaf material here on the bottom, the leaf boots, you could leave these on. Eventually these things fall off on their own. And as they fall off, they will make a really beautiful pattern underneath. And it'll be a timeless pattern because a chainsaw didn't make it. It'll be nice and rough and rustic. And that can come off eventually. Or you could trim all of that off and really sculpt it smooth, which is what we usually do for transplants. But and then when you do trim, you don't just leave all that junk right there. This is the worst trimming job I've ever seen on a canary palm. The absolute worst. But the good news is, are you wanting some shade?
Yes. Shade and privacy.
And beauty.
Well,
It's beautiful.
I was going to say, if you want it to be really beautiful, you would trim all the stuff off the bottom, leave that top and let it fill out. Then it looks a little uniform, but it's going to be absolutely naked for a while. The other option is to just leave this lower part on here and enjoy the window of blue sky.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, look, beautiful blue sky, and try to celebrate on that until it fills in again. But it's going to be 2 or 3 years before this thing really comes around again. So, the palm tree will make new fronds out the middle. They shoot up there's a heart in the tree that pushes new fronds up. Those fronds will bend out over and be replaced by new fronds coming up. Flowers will come out. This is a female tree, I can tell. And then eventually, the tree will go taller and the fronds will always remain in the same height. And then they'll bend down like these here. And eventually these will turn brown. And that's a good time to trim them. The safest thing to do with diseases this day is to just literally only trim dead material, because you can't transmit disease when you're cutting into dead material, and only material that's live. You can tell that's all live right there because it's all freshly cut, and that is connected to the water system delivery of the entire tree. That's like an open wound on a person. And so but oftentimes you really need to trim live material. You can't really get around that. So you want to get a brand new chainsaw and only use that chainsaw to trim this one tree. That way it doesn't get infected by other trees. But anyway, so we're going to talk more about the options here. But basically the options are leave it for shade and let it fill in. You're going to have a really funny look And then once the top does fill out sufficiently for shade and privacy, then you can cut the lower part off and get the shape back. But I can't believe, should I insert the phone number and name of the company who did Maybe we won't do that. But anyway, that's it for the deal here. Sorry guys to deliver such sad news. So, but at least you have a beautiful waterfall.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to have a little bit of tropical paradise. What do you think about your philodendron?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it's great.
All right, so this is like a whole forested junk before, right?
Yep.
It sure was.
Yeah, this is the front yard just for fun. We're doing a little garden tour. How many years ago did we do this? I can't remember.
4? Is that all?
4?
4 or 5 years ago.
Okay. So, what was up here? Just a bunch of big giant trees?
Junipers and
There
a
was a-
pine tree.
Oh,
Pine
huge
tree here.
pine tree here. And that probably is the remnants of the pine tree. You got your seat and your little table there. And they just gave me back my orange bag from last year's oranges. We're about to start sending our oranges out from our ranch again. And then we use Arbutus Marina up here. See, what we have is a really busy street. So I wanted to dig this down, create this whole sunken, beautiful little lawn area that would sort of hide you from the street. And put up rosemary, Tuscan blue, real beautiful variety of rosemary right now. It is January 21st or 22nd, I believe. And we get a little bloom there. We have some real nice abelia here. And then we have the trailing rosemary over the rock wall. Got our lavender. And then most importantly, here are our Buddhist trees that are giving us the job of enclosing this garden from the street. And so, yeah, we've got the nice little staircase leading up
Great.
to get you up to the street.
The pillars were your idea?
Yeah, got the pillars, and this is the parking area on the street that we left out here.
And the fence was your idea, which looks
Little
so great.
little fence. You like the fence? Good, good,
yeah.
good.
And this circular sitting area was just
Yeah.
It really
Isn't
was.
this fun? Yeah, got a little rock wall here. So I used to design all these gardens, and then I retired from. What a waste, huh? That I don't design gardens anymore.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh well.
And you knocked this out in about an hour, which I was so.
That's right. This was just a scribble. It wasn't even a. I was trying to remember. Did I really design this thing? No, I just scribbled it, didn't I?
Put it on a
Yeah.
You put it on a piece of like.
Okay,
graph
everybody.
Paper.
This design came from just a piece of paper that I just drew on for like a 2-hour consultation.
Right.
I probably used to charge $250. I'm more now. $385 I charged for that. I could design a whole entire garden for you for $385, and it'll look just as beautiful as this one here. It's not really tropical, but we blend in with what we have here in Lafayette. Got a nice Japanese maple. Of course, that's not showing itself right now. We got a crepe myrtle back there. All right, cool. Thanks for the garden tour, guys. Sorry that your palm tree got so butchered.
That's all right. Thanks for coming out.
It'll be better eventually. And that's the end of the tour.